Hey guys, I wanted to tell you something funny about how I met Jose Marquez on MySpace in 2006. He approached my page. Anyway, wound up moving in with him. And I worked with him at one of his publishing, the one publishing. It was called Primedia Publishing. And they changed it to McFollin's or I don't know, something and then something else. But the Lowrider magazine's right out of here, out of El Segundo, California. He was more in charge, he liked that one more, I guess. But he worked out of another one, but he snuck me in because he didn't want nobody to know I was with him. I'm sorry, I'm eating some fries. And so the funny part was that he got me in through an agency. It was called the Deco, the one in La Palma or something like that. And he got me in there, and I worked at the Placentia office, and I was the, all-in-one floor girl for all departments. So I got to deal with the publishers of like Rod and Custom and Chevy magazine. I didn't work for the Lowrider one, but I worked for all the Rod and Custom, all those. And so with the publishers and stuff. Processing their work out, doing all the clerical, putting books together, taking messages, data entry, whatever, da-da-da. So anyways, when I get in there, he tells me, don't tell nobody that you're my girl, because I don't want no problems or whatever. So anyways, he said there was another girl that was there that was hiding the mail, and she wasn't doing the mail, and they found like 5 buckets of mail in a storage room or something. I don't know. That's what he said. And then I thought it was weird that you would let someone go and then walk them to the bus stop. He said he had walked her to the bus stop. It was probably another girlfriend he had. But anyways, so I thought, I thought it was a good idea too not to tell, because I figured, okay, it's better that I don't tell, because now I'll know. I'll get to read people when he walks in and stuff, So, one time, I was on the second floor. So one time, some guy was standing by the window. It was a big, huge window right by the elevator. And that's where my desk was, a very long desk, because, I had to do a lot of stuff and have things on my desk. And so the guy's standing there, and he doesn't know who I am. He just thinks I'm from the agency, He doesn't know that, who my, fiance was or anything. So the guy says, here comes that motherfucker. And he goes, that little fucking short man, fucking complex motherfucker. I didn't say nothing. I just stayed quiet and looked over and said, wow. So I noticed a lot of people were talking about him, like that. They were saying things, and I didn't say nothing for a while. But anyways, time went on. I had a dog, St. Bernard. And so one of the publishers, he says, hey, bring in the St. Bernard. I want to see it. I used to have one when I was younger, or he knew somebody or something, but I think more or less he had one. So he talked me into going home. Because go home and get it. It's okay. We'll watch deaths. We'll cover that. I want to see the dog. So I brought the dog. I went and got the dog. So everybody heard about it. So this was the first clue, okay, of somebody fucking around in the office. So anyways, we had this guy. His name was Francisco. Okay. And it's a true story. And so Francisco used to come, and he was our mail courier. He used to go in between offices and, all the offices. And he had a company little truck that they would provide, or a van, and he would go pick up supplies and things like that from Home Depot or wherever, and or Lowe's or wherever they had to go. But mostly the mail, he had to come every day and pick up the route of mail, inter-officing back and forth to the facilities. So he must have heard about the dog, okay? So he came in and he slammed his two fists on my desk, and I was sitting down, I was getting ready to send out, because we had one of those UPS computers that was mainframe with UPS, and we had so many packages going out every day because of the, the floors, the number of floors that we had, and number of, offices filled, that people were, processing packages out. Being a publishing company, that's what you do, And so he slammed his two things on the desk, and I looked up to see what the hell, and then I go, "Hey, Francisco, you came to get the mail." He goes, "My cat hasn't eaten." He said his cat hadn't eaten. And I looked at him and I said, "Well, what do you want me to do about it? Go feed it." He goes, "I don't have the money." He started complaining about money. And I was going to tell him, I don't either. That's why I have to work, because I really won't have money, And so anyways, so that was one thing. And then shortly after, there was another lady, her name was Tina. And she was Asian. And she came and did the same thing. She used to come in and set up copiers, and small ones, like those ones that you put like a little fax copier, something you set up at home that you don't need a tech to do it. But anyway, that's what she did. And she did the same thing. She came out and kind of slammed the thing on my desk, the computer, the fax, it looks like a home one, small one. She puts it down real hard, and I go, "Wow." I said, "Be careful, you're going to break that." And then she does the same thing, puts her hands, and she goes, "Jose better not be lying to me." She goes, "He better not be lying to me." And I go, "Lying about what?" She goes, "He just better not be lying," like that. And then I go, and then that's when I said, "Fuck it, I'm going to let him know who I am." So I had my ring on, so I go, "He better not be lying to me, because I'm engaged with him." Do you know that same night he came home with a big scratch on his face? So I don't know if it was from Francisco or Tina. Fucking ass. He thinks he's fucking slick. You dudes think you're slick, you ain't slick at all. And he wasn't slick at all. And it was more than that. It was tons more than that. That's just a quick story of that. I should have never married him. Right there was number one clue. When that happens, get out. I can tell you to get out, that something ain't right. And sure enough, something wasn't right. And neither is he's messing with my profile. He's messing with something within my profile, because I was married to him. He has the information, and he's trying to sabotage me, and possibly has did something else illegal with my information, I believe, because, and I'll tell you why, I keep getting, and I don't even apply under Marquez anymore on anything, because I went back to Hart, and I'm always getting shit, and that tells you when somebody's opening and closing credit and doing something, all of a sudden I'll get shit from fucking Marquez. And that's how I know he's doing something. And, because I hadn't been under Marquez, in a while. I changed back to Hart, of course. And so anyways, but I thought that was funny. I thought I would share that story with you, that, what happened at work and how I met him, briefly on MySpace in 2006. He approached my page and, wanted to talk and stuff. So anyways, I thought I would share that with you. All right. Talk to you later, booze. Bye-bye.